Happy Memorial Weekend. Today there was a lot of exciting things happening here at Church of the Beatitudes. The biggest one is we are no longer worshiping in our worship center. We are worshiping in Nelson Hall because we will, in the next week or two, be demolishing the inside of our worship center, and we're excited about creating something brand new in there. But it will take us probably the next 3 or 4 months to make that happen, but we are continuing to worship. Today we emphasized the Memorial Day weekend by focusing on what Memorial Day is all about. Originally, Memorial Day started back in the time of the Civil War. It was the time of remembering what we went through as a nation. But ever since then, it's continued, and it's an opportunity for us to stop and remember those individuals who've died while serving in our military. Because the cost of war is significant. And when you have that kind of cost, the utmost cost is when an individual dies. And that's what we're stopping and remembering on Memorial Weekend. But it's more than just remembering our own soldiers as citizens of the United States of America. So it's not only us in remembering those individuals who died and are Americans, but it's also stopping and remembering those people from other countries that we have actually been at war at and who have died. Both soldiers as well as innocent civilians. And so because of that, as Christians, when we come to Memorial Day, we stop and we think about not only the cost of war, but we also think about what Jesus was about. And if you read through the Gospels, it becomes very, very clear. Jesus was not about violence. Jesus was not about war. In fact, he taught us one thing that I believe is one of the crux issues that faces Christianity today, and that is, will we have faith in Jesus? Not the kind of faith that says, Jesus will save me, but the kind of faith that takes what he says quite literally. Because one of the constant themes about Jesus was, peace is possible. Stop and think about what's happening right now. Iran, how we're building up over there, and this posturing back and forth. North Korea just shot off bombs again over the weekend. More and more proliferation of nuclear weapons. And in the midst of all of this, and with terrorism and all of everything, can Christians believe in Jesus anymore when Jesus said that peace is possible? That's what we looked at today, and rather than just theorizing it about, we are actually talking about in practical ways that we could pursue as a church, and perhaps you individually might be able to be aware of, that there's individuals who are going to be committed to working toward a peaceful world. Maybe not for our generation, but for the generations to come. Hey, enough of that heavy stuff. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. And it was awesome to have my assistant back today. Last weekend she went on vacation and left me high and dry. And finally, she's back at work. Have yourself a great weekend. Be safe out there. And some Sunday, come by and see us.